Members, Representative Canales. Is seeking to not lay out House Bill 644. Therefore, House Bill 644 will be laid out by his joint author, Representative Minjarez. Please join us in welcoming Representative Minjarez in her very first bill to the Texas House. Chair lays out on second reading HB 644. Clerk will read the bill.
HB 644 by Canales, relating to the contents of a search warrant and to the offense of tampering with a governmental record consisting of a search warrant.
Chair recognizes Mrs. Minjarez. Mr. Deshotel, for what purpose?
Will the gentlelady yield for a question?
Lady yield.
Would she like to lay out her bill first?
Yes, I'll yield.
Lady yields.
I understand your bill prevents the signing of search warrants by individuals other than magistrates, and it was done in order to, as certain unscrupulous police officers were signing warrants and stealing people's money. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, how do you think these underpaid officers should make a living?
I think they can go look for other jobs that won't get them in so much trouble.
Don't you think that they were sworn to hold the law and they understood that that's what the law gave them authority to do?
Well, unfortunately, they took the oath, but they didn't follow the oath, so they know better.
And you want to change that and put them on public assistance or some other government program?
That's not the intent, but they made a choice, and if they can't keep their job, they got to go find something else to do.
Well, I would hope that. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Canales, for what purpose?
Will the gentlelady yield?
Lady yield.
Yes.
She yields.
Representative Minjarez, how hard did you work on this bill?
Very hard.
Let me ask you a question. It's my understanding you were a prosecutor in your former life.
I was.
Okay, and I understand from some of the members you were mean. Were you a tough lady on crime?
I was tough when I needed to be.
Okay. It's nice that you partnered up with a defense attorney on this bill, and I appreciate it, so welcome to the House.
Thank
I think
you.
there's some prosecutors behind me that'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Mr. Moody, for what purpose?
Will the gentlelady yield for
Lady
some
yield.
questions?
Yes, I'll yield.
She yields.
Myself and Representative Wu, who represent the prosecutor caucus in the Texas House, I just have a couple questions before we give you permission to join the caucus. What, after you left the district attorney's office, what did you, or was it district attorney or county attorney?
District attorney.
Okay. And what level offenses were you prosecuting when you were there?
I was prosecuting everything from misdemeanors up to first-degree felonies.
Fantastic. And what did you do once you left the district attorney's office?
I flipped hats and I became a criminal defense attorney, and I also represented children who were part of the Child Protective Services system.
That second part sounds really good. Go back to that first part again. What were you doing?
I represented criminals.
So, I don't know. I might have to have a conference with Representative Wu to see if you're going to be allowed to join the caucus. I know Representative Canales will welcome you into to his caucus that he's created, but you know, we need to make sure that we're smart on crime and we're doing the right things, and that's what Representative Wu and I have tried to do over the last few sessions. Is that something you can commit to?
Most definitely.
Okay, well, we need a strong voice. We need more strong voices for criminal justice reform in this House, so welcome to the Texas House.
Thank you.
Speaker,
Mr. Stickland, for what purpose?
gentlelady yield for questions.
Lady yield.
I do.
She yields.
What can you tell me about your first committee hearing since joining the House?
Well, I can tell you I felt like I was back in the criminal court in Bexar County.
There's a lot of people in the state of Texas who would have loved to know, would you have supported the bill to ban red light cameras had you had the chance?
Oh, I'm still evaluating that position.
Thank you. Welcome to the House.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
Ms. Collier, for what purpose?
will the gentlelady yield for a
Is the
question?
lady yield?
Yes.
She yields.
Representative, it's my understanding that you campaigned that you were a woman of action. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. How long have you served in the Texas House of Representatives?
I was sworn in on April 30th, so a little over a week.
A week. And you've already have your first bill up?
That's correct.
I must agree. You really are a woman of action. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Mr. Fallon, for what purpose?
Does the gentlelady yield for a few questions?
Does the lady yield for a quick question?
I do.
She
A
does.
few questions. Representative Minjarez, congratulations and welcome to the Texas House. You were elected in a special election, is that correct?
I was.
And do you know, are you advised as to the current population of the state of Texas, roughly?
The state of Texas, just a lot of people.
Fair to say about 27 million?
That's about right.
Were you elected with, say, 5-digit vote total? Did 5 digits vote for you?
It was a very low turnout.
Was it 4 digits? Was it 4 digits of people that voted for you?
It was a low turnout.
Was it 3 digits of people?
No,
So I just want to make sure the House understands that 0.00002% of Texas saw the light and brought the 3rd Notre Dame graduate to this body. Thank you.
They
Congratulations.
sure did. Thank you.
Mr. Wu, for what purpose?
Will the gentle lady yield?
Does the lady yield?
Yes.
She yields.
Representative Minjarez, may I ask you some questions about your legislative intent on this bill?
Yes.
Okay. Is it the intent of this legislation to prevent a jurisdiction from applying an electronic signature onto a search warrant?
That's correct. Just kidding. No, it's not.
So to be clear, for the purpose of legislative intent, because we have separate legislation that may conflict, nothing in this bill says a jurisdiction could not use an electronic signature that complies with your bill's requirements.
They can use an electronic signature. That is the intent of the bill.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Wu?
I move that just this portion of the conversation between myself and Representative Minjarez be transcribed and put in place in the calendar.
Members, you've heard the motion and the objection. Chair hears none, so order.
And I move passage.
Yeah. You get one. Question occurs on passage HB 644 and engrossment. All those in favor say aye. Those no. The ayes have it. HB 644 is passed in engrossment.